Gypsy Smith said that there are 5 Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and the Christian. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and the Christian. He also did say that most will never read the first 4 and have never read the first 4. Wow. You know, I believe it. I believe it in what I see. Today, everyone has their own cookie cutter version of the gospel. Everyone's got this thing of, well, I believe in this and I believe in that, and I'm going to avoid all these other things while we cherry pick what it is that most seems right to us. When have we ever got it right that we can create our own gospel and what it means? We can rewrite the scriptures according to what we think that it should be. I've got some news for you. In Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, it explains the gospel. It explains on what it is. There's no deviating from it. There's no moving around from it. If you have your own Christian religion, I'm letting you know that is not what God meant. Your own agenda is what's in the way. You have your agenda and God has his. Who do you think does a better job at it? Yeah, me too. So what do we do about this? Why do we have to create this whole thing of, well, that's not what I think that scripture means. Well, I think that this is what this means. And we try to create this environment for ourselves to be safe in what it is that we believe. For what? Why do you think that you have it together? Why do you think that you have your protection perfected somehow? We don't. We don't have a clue on what it is that we should be doing and should be believing. If you've never read the first 4 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, you do not know what your foundation is. If you like to say, I like this scripture, and I like that scripture, but I really don't understand these other ones, why do you stop there? When you're trying to gather a belief, why do you stop at that point and go, well, I just don't know, so I'm not going to research it, so this is what I believe, I think this is the right way? That's not the way it works. In fact, if that's the kind of Christian life that you lead, you cannot call yourself a Christian anymore. You've created your own gospel. And that is why we have the reputation we do. So many millions of people profess to be a Christian or believe in God and have created their own gospel on what it is they like and they don't like. You know, there is a lot of things about the Bible that seem so complicated. It's not sometimes. To get what it is that your salvation is not complicated. But it is so amazingly profound. If we don't have our foundation within Jesus Christ, his purpose, will, and design for us, his gospel, if we don't pay attention to what he wants, his guide, the Bible, if we don't take that and seriously take a look at, I don't mean the misunderstood scriptures where people think that the Bible supported slavery and all this other nonsense that is just perpetuated by people just go, this is the worst book ever. How can you ever support such a thing? No. You have never dove in. You have never talked to apologists. You have never sought the advice on what it truly means. You're getting hearsay scripture. Let's pay attention to what is really the most important, is Jesus Christ and his gospel, not ours. We will fail every single time. if we follow our own agenda. Look at yourself today. Look within yourself. Have you cherry-picked and created your own gospel? If you have a problem.